Jake Sullivan stood at the main control panel of Luna Base, watching the screen with growing concern. The numbers kept changing, and none of them were good. 300 alien ships had just appeared at the edge of their solar system. They came out of nowhere, like ghosts stepping into the light. "How many did you say?" Jake asked the technician next to him. His voice stayed calm, but his hands were shaking slightly. 300 confirmed, sir." "Maybe more hiding behind the big ones," replied Tom Bradley, the young man who had been monitoring deep space for the past 6 months. Tom had never seen anything like this before. Nobody had. Jake picked up the communication device and called. "Earth, this is Luna Base, calling Earth Defense Command. We have a situation up here, a big one." The voice that answered belonged to Captain Lisa Martinez, the best military mind Earth had. "What kind of situation, Jake?" "The kind that means we might not be here tomorrow," Jake said. He looked at the screen again. The alien ships were getting closer. "You need to see this yourself." 20 minutes later, Lisa Martinez was on a fast transport ship heading to Luna Base. She brought her best team with her, Dr. Kevin Parker, the scientist who understood alien technology better than anyone else on Earth, sat quietly in the corner. He had been studying possible alien threats for 15 years. Now one was finally here. "What do we know about them?" Lisa asked as their ship docked with Luna Base. "Not much," Jake replied, leading them to the main observation deck. They showed. Up about an hour ago. Big ships, bigger than anything we have. They are not talking to us yet, but they are not attacking either. Lisa looked through the large window at the alien fleet. The ships were dark and shaped like huge triangles. They moved slowly but smoothly, like sharks in deep water. There were so many of them that they blocked out the stars. "Any idea what they want?" she asked. "We are about to find out," Jake said. They just started sending us a message. The main screen lit up with the image of an alien creature. It looked like a cross between a lizard and a bird, with sharp teeth and bright yellow eyes. When it spoke, a computer translated its words into English. "People of Earth," the alien said, "I am War Marshal Kexthara of the Zephyrian Collective. Your species has spread too far into space. You have taken worlds that belong to us. This will not continue." Lisa felt her heart sink. This was exactly what Earth's leaders had feared might happen one day. Humanity had been exploring and building colonies on other planets for 50 years. They had always wondered if they would meet other intelligent life. Now they had, and those beings were not happy. "You have 72 hours to surrender," Kexthara continued. "All human colonies must be abandoned. Your military must be disbanded. Your planet will become part of our collective. If you refuse, we will destroy every city on Earth. This is not a negotiation. This is an order." The screen went dark. The alien had said what she came to say. Now Earth had 3 days to decide if humanity would live or die. Lisa turned to Dr. Parker. "Kevin, what are we looking at here? Can we fight them?" Kevin had been studying the alien ships through his instruments. His face was pale. "Their technology is far ahead of ours. Those ships have weapons that could destroy entire continents. Their shields are stronger than anything we can build. If we fight them with what we have now, we would lose in hours." "Hours?" Lisa repeated. "Not days or weeks." "Hours," Kevin confirmed. "Maybe less." Jake was already calling Earth again. "Get me President Carter, right now." Within minutes, President Alan Carter was on the screen. He looked tired, as if he had not slept in days. "I saw the alien message. The whole world did. They broadcast it everywhere. Tell me we have options." "We have some options," Lisa said carefully, "but you are not going to like them." "Tell me anyway." "We can surrender and hope they treat us well. We can fight and probably lose quickly. Or ... double quotes. Lisa paused. She looked at Jake, who nodded slightly. Or we can try the third option. What third option? President Carter asked. The one we have been preparing for, Lisa said. The one we hoped we would never need to use. President Carter was quiet for a long moment. Are you sure it will work? We are about to find out, Lisa replied. But first, we need to buy some time. We need to make them think we are considering surrender. How long do you need? Give us the full 72 hours. We will contact them just before the deadline. And then? Then we give them one warning. Just one. After that, it will be up to them. President Carter nodded slowly. Do what you have to do. The whole world is counting on you. The screen went dark again. Lisa looked out at the alien fleet. They were still there, waiting patiently for Earth's answer. They had no idea what was coming. Jake, get me a secure line to Colorado, Lisa said. It is time to wake up the project team. Which team? Jake asked, though he already knew the answer. The one that has been sleeping for 10 years. Lisa replied, Tell them the Guardians might be needed after all. As Jake made the call, Lisa continued to watch the alien ships. They thought they were the most powerful force in the galaxy. They were about to learn how wrong they were. But first, humanity had to survive the next 3 days. The clock was ticking, and the fate of Earth hung in the balance. 2 days had passed since the aliens arrived. The whole world was watching the sky, waiting to see what would happen. News reporters talked about nothing else. People gathered in churches, parks, and their homes, holding their families close. Luna Base, Captain Lisa Martinez had not slept in 48 hours. She stood at the main control panel, watching the alien fleet. The ships had moved closer to Earth during the night. They were now positioned around the planet like a deadly net. Any word from Colorado? She asked Jake Sullivan. Dr. Parker says they are almost ready, Jake replied. Whatever they are doing down there, they have been working non-stop since you called them. Lisa nodded. She had been in contact with the secret facility in Colorado several times over the past 2 days. The project that had been sleeping for 10 years was finally waking up. She just hoped it would be enough. Captain Martinez, came a voice from the communication station. The aliens are sending another message. Put it on the main screen, Lisa said. War-Marshal Kexthara appeared again. She looked even more dangerous than before. Her yellow eyes seemed to glow with anger. People of Earth, she began. You have 24 hours left to surrender. To show you that we are serious, we will now demonstrate our power. The screen changed to show the mining station on Ceres. It was a small facility where humans had been collecting minerals from the asteroid. About 50 people worked there, but they had been evacuated 2 days ago when the aliens arrived. Watch carefully, Kexthara said. This is what will happen to your cities if you do not surrender. One of the alien ships fired a single beam of energy at the mining station. The entire structure vanished in a flash of light. Where the station had been, there was nothing but empty space and floating debris. Your weapons cannot stop us, Kexthara continued. Your shields cannot protect you. Surrender now or face the same fate as this station. The message ended. Lisa stared at the screen where the mining station had been. The aliens had destroyed it completely in less than 2 seconds. If they could do that to a small station, what could they do to New York or London? Captain, Jake said quietly, maybe we should consider surrendering. At least some of us would survive. Lisa shook her head. No, we have come too far to give up now. Get me a direct line to the alien flagship. Are you sure about this? Jake asked. Trust me, Lisa said, and get me President Carter on a secure line. He needs to hear this. A few minutes later, Both connections were active. President Carter appeared on one screen, looking worried. The alien war marshal appeared on another, looking surprised. "You wish to surrender?" Kexthara asked. "No," Lisa said calmly. "I wish to give you a warning." The alien leader tilted her head. "A warning? You are in no position to warn anyone." "Human, I am giving you one chance to leave our system peacefully," Lisa continued. "You have 6 hours to gather your ships and go. If you do not leave, you will face the consequences." Kexthara made a sound that the computer translated as laughter. "You amuse me, human. Your entire species could not fight one of our ships. What consequences could you possibly threaten us with? Leave now, and you will not have to find out," Lisa said. The alien leader's amusement turned to anger. "You dare threaten the Zephyrian Collective? We have conquered 100 worlds. We have destroyed species far more advanced than yours. You are nothing but primitive children playing with toys." 6 hours, Lisa repeated. "That is all the time you have." "Then you have made your choice," Kexthara snarled. "We will not wait 24 hours. The attack begins in 2 hours. Your cities will burn, and your people will learn what it means to defy the collective." The alien screen went dark. President Carter was staring at Lisa with wide eyes. "Lisa, what are you doing?" he asked. "They are going to attack in 2 hours instead of tomorrow. You just made things worse." "No, sir," Lisa said. "I made things better. The aliens just proved they are exactly what we thought they were: aggressive, arrogant, and dangerous. They have shown that they cannot be reasoned with. So what now?" President Carter asked. "Now we activate the Guardian Protocol," Lisa said. "Jake, get me Dr. Parker in Colorado. Tell him it is time." Jake made the call. A few minutes later, Dr. Kevin Parker appeared on the screen. He was standing in what looked like a vast underground facility. Behind him, Lisa could see dozens of technicians working at control panels. "Kevin, how long do you need?" Lisa asked. "The system is already online," Kevin replied. "We have been running final checks for the past hour. The Guardians are ready." "To respond?" "The Guardians?" President Carter asked. "What Guardians?" Lisa looked at the president. "Sir, what I am about to tell you is classified at the highest level. 30 years ago, our deep space probes found something. Evidence of an ancient civilization that had been protecting peaceful species from aggressive ones for millions of years." "What kind of evidence?" President Carter asked. "The kind that is still active," Kevin said from Colorado. "The Guardian Network has been watching this galaxy for eons. They have been waiting for a species worthy of their protection. They have been testing us, observing us, studying us. And?" President Carter asked. "We passed the test," Lisa said. "But only if we could prove we deserved their help. The aliens just gave us that proof." "Captain Martinez," came a voice from the communication station. "The alien fleet is moving into attack formation. They are targeting major cities around the world." Lisa looked at the screen showing the alien ships. They were spreading out, positioning themselves over New York, London, Tokyo, and other major cities. In less than 2 hours, they would begin firing. "Kevin, are you ready?" Lisa asked. "We have been ready for 10 years, Kevin replied. "The moment they fire on Earth, the Guardians will respond." "What exactly will happen?" President Carter asked. "Something the aliens never expected," Lisa said. "They think they are the most powerful force in this part of the galaxy. They are about to learn that they are not even close." "Captain," Jake said, "the aliens are sending another message." Kexthara appeared on the screen one more time. "Your time is up, humans. In 1 hour, we will begin the destruction of your world. You had a chance to surrender. You chose death instead." "No," Lisa said quietly. We chose freedom, and we chose to trust in our protectors. The alien message ended. Lisa looked out at the fleet of ships surrounding Earth. They had no idea what was coming for them. In 1 hour, the most powerful force in the galaxy would discover that they had picked the wrong fight. The Guardian Network was waking up, and it was not happy. Deep beneath the Colorado mountains, Dr. Kevin Parker stood in the control room of the most secret facility on Earth. The room was enormous, filled with machines that hummed with quiet power. Screens covered every wall, showing star maps and data streams that few humans could understand. "How long until the aliens attack?" asked Dr. Amy Foster, Kevin's assistant. She had been working on the Guardian project for 5 years, but she still felt nervous about what they were about to do. 30 minutes, Kevin replied, checking his watch. "Are all the systems ready?" "Everything is green," said Carlos Rivera, the security chief. He was a former military officer who had been guarding this facility for 8 years. "The communication array is online. The beacon network is active. We are ready to make contact." Kevin nodded and walked to the main control panel. On the screen in front of him, he could see the alien fleet surrounding Earth. The ships were moving into their final attack positions. Soon, they would begin firing on the cities below. "Dr. Parker," Amy said quietly, "are you sure the Guardians will respond? It has been 30 years since we first made contact. What if they have changed their minds about us?" Kevin looked at her with tired eyes. "Amy, let me tell you the full story. You know some of it, but not all. 30 years ago, our deep space probe Explorer 7 was investigating a strange signal from the Vega system. What it found there changed everything." He pressed a button, and the main screen showed images from that long-ago mission. The pictures showed the ruins of a massive city on a dead planet. The buildings were unlike anything human architects had ever imagined. "The probe found the remains of an ancient civilization," Kevin continued. "But these were not just any ruins. The technology was millions of years old, but some of it was still working, still watching, still protecting." "Protecting what?" Amy asked. "The galaxy," Kevin said. "The species that built these machines called themselves the progenitors. They were the first intelligent race in this part of the universe. As they grew older and wiser, they realized that younger species would need guidance. Some would be peaceful, like humans. Others would be aggressive, like the Zephyrians." Carlos moved closer to listen. Even though he had been here for years, he had never heard the complete story. "The progenitors built a network of artificial intelligences," Kevin explained. "Machines that could think and learn and make decisions. They called them the Guardians. Their job was to watch over the galaxy. After the progenitors were gone." "What happened to the progenitors?" Amy asked. "They evolved beyond physical form," Kevin said. "They became something else, something we cannot understand. But they left the Guardians behind to continue their work." The screen changed to show technical diagrams that looked impossibly complex. "The Guardian network spans the entire galaxy. There are thousands of Guardian stations, hidden in asteroid fields and dead solar systems. They watch everything that happens. They know about every species, every war, every act of aggression." "And they intervene?" Carlos asked. "Only when necessary," Kevin replied. "The Guardians do not want to control the galaxy. They want to protect it. When a species becomes too aggressive, too dangerous to others, the Guardians step in. They have been doing this for millions of years." Amy stared at the screen. "But why us? Why did they choose humans?" Kevin smiled for the first time in days. "Because we passed their test. For the past 100 years, since we first developed space travel, the Guardians have been watching us. They saw our wars, our conflicts, our mistakes. But they also saw our potential. What kind of potential? Amy asked. The potential to be protectors instead of conquerors, Kevin said. Most species, when they discover space travel, immediately try to dominate other worlds. They build empires through force. Humans did some of that, but we also did something else. We tried to help. He showed them images of human colonies on distant worlds. Look at our settlements. We do not just take resources. We build schools, hospitals, research stations. We try to make life better for everyone. The Guardians noticed this. So they decided to protect us? Carlos asked. More than that, Kevin said. They decided to make us their successors. The Guardians are ancient, but they are not immortal. Eventually, they will need to be replaced. They have been looking for a species worthy of inheriting their role. Amy felt a chill run down her spine. You mean we are supposed to become the new Guardians? Not immediately, Kevin said. We need to prove ourselves first. We need to show that we can use power responsibly. The attack by the Zephyrians is part of that test. A test? Amy repeated. People could die. People will die if we fail, Kevin corrected. But if we succeed, humanity will become the protectors of the galaxy. We will have the power to prevent wars, to stop aggressive species like the Zephyrians, to help peaceful races develop and grow. Carlos looked at his watch. 15 minutes until the attack begins. Are you sure the Guardians will respond? Kevin walked to a special control panel that was covered in symbols that looked nothing like human writing. 3 days ago, when the aliens first arrived, I sent a message to the Guardian Network. I told them that an aggressive species was threatening a protected world. I asked for their help. And Amy asked. They said they would observe, Kevin replied. They wanted to see how we would handle the situation. If we had immediately attacked the aliens, or if we had surrendered without resistance, they would have judged us as not ready. But we did neither, Carlos said. Exactly, Kevin said. We gave the aliens a chance to leave peacefully. We showed them that we did not want to fight. But we also showed them that we would not surrender our freedom. We proved that we could be strong without being aggressive. Amy looked at the screens showing the alien fleet. What happens now? Now we wait, Kevin said. In 10 minutes, the aliens will begin their attack. The moment they fire on Earth, the Guardian Network will respond, and the Zephyrians will learn that they have made a terrible mistake. What will the Guardians do to them? Amy asked. Kevin's expression became serious. That depends on how the aliens react. If they retreat immediately, they might be allowed to live. If they continue to fight, he did not need to finish the sentence. Amy and Carlos understood. The Guardians had been protecting the galaxy for millions of years. They had dealt with countless aggressive species. They knew how to handle threats. 5 minutes, Carlos announced. Kevin pressed his hand to the control panel. The symbols began to glow with a soft blue light. Guardian Network, this is Dr. Kevin Parker of Earth. We are ready to receive your protection. The test begins now. A voice filled the room, speaking in perfect English, but with a tone that seemed to come from the depths of space itself. We hear you, Kevin Parker. We have been watching. We are ready to act. The galaxy will see what happens to those who threaten our chosen successors. Amy grabbed Kevin's arm. They answered. They always answer, Kevin said. The question is whether we deserve their help. On the screens around them, the alien ships began to power up their weapons. The attack on Earth was about to begin, but something else was happening in the depths of space. Ancient machines were waking up. The Guardian Network was coming online. And the Zephyrians had no idea what was coming for them. The first alien beam hit New York City at exactly 3:47 p.m. Eastern Time. The energy weapon was designed to destroy everything in a 20-mile radius. It should have turned Manhattan into a crater of melted rock and burning debris. Instead, the beam hit an invisible barrier 50 miles above the city and scattered harmlessly into space like light hitting a mirror. On Luna Base, Jake Sullivan watched the impossible sight on his screens. "The shields are holding," he reported to Captain Lisa Martinez. "All of them. Every city they are targeting is protected." Lisa nodded grimly. She had expected this, but seeing it happen was still amazing. Around the world, the alien fleet was firing at major population centers. London, Tokyo, Moscow, Sydney, Los Angeles. All of them were under attack. All of them were protected by shields that no human technology could have created. "Where are the shields coming from?" asked Tom Bradley, the young technician who had first spotted the alien fleet. "From the Guardian Network," Lisa replied. "They have been protecting Earth for the past 30 years. We just never knew it." On the alien flagship, War Marshal Kexthara was screaming orders at her crew. The humans should have been dying by the millions. Instead, their cities were completely unarmed. "Increase power to all weapons," she commanded. "Focus all fire on one target. These shields must have a limit." 50 alien ships turned their weapons on London. The combined energy of their beams was enough to crack a moon. But the shield around the city did not even flicker. The energy was absorbed and redirected harmlessly into space. "Impossible," Kexthara muttered. Where did these primitives get shield technology this advanced? She was about to find out. Deep space around the solar system began to change. Areas that had been empty for millions of years suddenly were not empty anymore. Massive structures, larger than planets, began to appear. They had been hidden by technologies so advanced that even the Zephyrians could not detect them. "Captain Martinez," Jake said, his voice filled with awe. "You need to see this." Lisa looked at the main screen. What she saw made her catch her breath. Surrounding the alien fleet were ships that defied description. They were not just large, they were impossibly huge. Some were the size of Earth's moon. Others were even bigger. Their hulls were made of materials that seemed to absorb light itself. "Guardian vessels," Lisa whispered. "They are really here." On the alien flagship, panic was spreading through the crew. Their sensors were going crazy, detecting energy signatures that broke all known laws of physics. The Guardian ships were not just big, they were ancient beyond imagination, and they carried the power of civilizations that had mastered the universe millions of years ago. "War Marshal," one of the alien officers said, his voice shaking. "We are receiving a transmission. It is not from the humans." "Put it on screen," Kexthara ordered. The face that appeared was not human or Zephyrian, or like any species they had ever seen. It was made of pure energy, shifting and changing, but somehow maintaining a recognizable form. When it spoke, its voice seemed to come from the fabric of space itself. "I am Guardian Prime," it said. "I speak for the network that has protected this galaxy for 4 million years. You have attacked a world under our protection. You have threatened a species that we have chosen to inherit our role. This will not be tolerated." Kexthara tried to maintain her composure, but her crew could see the fear in her eyes. "We did not know this world was protected. We claim this territory by right of conquest." "You claim nothing," Guardian Prime replied. "The Zephyrian Collective has been observed for 3,000 years. You are a species that spreads through violence and domination. You have destroyed 17 peaceful civilizations. You have enslaved millions of beings. Your aggressive expansion ends now." The Guardian ships began to move closer to the alien fleet. As they approached, the Zephyrian vessels began to malfunction. Their weapons powered down. Their shields failed. Their engines stopped working. "What are you doing to us?" Kexthara demanded. "We are demonstrating the difference between our technology and yours," Guardian Prime said. "Your ships are powered by nuclear fusion. We mastered that 4 million years ago. Your weapons use directed energy. We learned to manipulate energy itself eons before your species existed. You are children playing with toys, threatening adults. On Earth, people were gathering in the streets to watch the sky. The alien attack had failed completely. Now they could see strange lights in space as the Guardian ships surrounded the invaders. In the Colorado facility, Dr. Kevin Parker was in communication with the Guardian network. "What will happen to the Zephyrians?" he asked. "That depends on their choice," came the reply. "If they withdraw immediately and agree to our terms, they will be allowed to live. If they continue to resist, they will be removed from the galaxy." "Removed how?" Kevin asked. "Their worlds will be relocated to a distant galaxy where they can do no harm to others. Their technology will be reduced to pre-space flight levels. They will be given a chance to develop as a peaceful species, but they will never again be allowed to threaten others." Kevin felt a chill. The Guardians were not cruel, but they were absolutely determined to protect the galaxy from aggressive species. The Zephyrians had brought this on themselves. Back on the alien flagship, Kexthara was trying to understand what she was facing. "If you are so powerful, why did you not stop us before we reached this system?" "Because stopping you was not our responsibility," Guardian Prime replied. "It was theirs. The energy being gestured toward Earth. Humanity is being tested. They needed to prove they could handle a threat like yours. They have passed that test." "By hiding behind your protection?" Kexthara asked. "By showing mercy when they had the power to destroy you?" Guardian Prime corrected. "Captain Martinez gave you a warning. She offered you a chance to leave peacefully. You chose to attack instead. That choice has consequences." The Guardian ships moved even closer. The alien fleet was now completely surrounded and helpless. Their weapons were useless. Their shields were down. They could not even move their ships. "What do you want from us?" Kexthara asked. "We want you to choose," Guardian Prime said. "You can accept our judgment and live, or you can continue to resist and face the consequences. The choice is yours, but you will make it now." Kexthara looked around at her crew. They were terrified. They had never encountered anything like the Guardians before. Their mighty fleet, which had conquered 100 worlds, was as helpless as insects before these ancient beings. "What are your terms?" she asked quietly. "You will withdraw from all conquered worlds. You will free all enslaved species. You will restrict your territory to your home system. You will submit to Guardian oversight. If you ever again attempt to conquer or destroy another species, your entire civilization will be relocated to a distant galaxy where you can harm no one." "And if we refuse?" Kexthara asked. "Then you will be relocated immediately," Guardian Prime replied. "Your choice will determine only whether you have a chance to reform or whether you are removed from the galaxy entirely." Kexthara realized she had no choice at all. The Guardians were offering her people a chance to survive, but only if they abandoned everything they had worked for. The alternative was exile or worse. We. "We accept your terms," she said finally. "Then you may begin your withdrawal," Guardian Prime said. "Human ships will escort you to ensure compliance. Any attempt to attack them will result in your immediate removal from this galaxy." The Guardian ships began to fade from view, but their presence could still be felt. The message was clear. They were watching, and they would always be watching. Earth, Captain Lisa Martinez smiled for the first time in days. The test was over. Humanity had proven itself worthy of Guardian protection. But more than that, they had proven themselves worthy of becoming the next protectors of the galaxy. Real work was just beginning. 6 months after the alien attack, President Alan Carter stood before the United Nations General Assembly. The hall was packed with representatives from every nation on Earth, and for the first time in human history, they were all united in purpose. Fellow citizens of Earth, President Carter began. Today, we officially announce the formation of the Galactic Peace Corps. Captain Lisa Martinez will serve as its first commander, with the mission of maintaining peace among the species of our galaxy. The assembly erupted in applause. Lisa Martinez, now wearing the uniform of the new organization, stepped forward to address the crowd. 6 months ago, we learned that we are not alone in the universe, she said. We also learned that the universe can be a dangerous place. But we have been given a great responsibility. The Guardian Network has chosen humanity to inherit their role as protectors of peaceful species. In the audience, Jake Sullivan watched with pride. He had been promoted to Director of Deep Space Monitoring, and his job was to watch for threats like the Zephyrians. So far, the galaxy had been quiet. Word of humanity's new status had spread quickly among the stars. The Zephyrian Collective has completed their withdrawal from all conquered worlds, Lisa continued. 17 species have been freed from slavery. Millions of beings are now able to live in peace. This is what we fight for, not conquest, but freedom. In the Colorado facility, Dr. Kevin Parker was training a new generation of scientists to work with Guardian technology. The ancient machines were slowly sharing their knowledge with humanity, but only as fast as humans could safely handle it. Remember, he told his students, this technology is not meant to make us powerful. It is meant to make us responsible. With great power comes great responsibility, and we now have the greatest power in the galaxy. Dr. Amy Foster, now his deputy director, nodded in agreement. The Guardians have been watching us for months since the attack. They want to be sure we are ready for what comes next. What comes next? Asked one of the students. Eventually, we will replace them, Kevin said. The Guardian network is ancient, but it is not immortal. In time, humanity will become the new guardians of the galaxy. But that time is still far away. We have much to learn first. Above Earth, the construction of the first Guardian station was nearly complete. The massive structure would serve as humanity's headquarters for galactic peacekeeping operations. It was built using both human engineering and Guardian technology, representing the partnership between the two civilizations. Admiral Nicole Brooks, formerly Captain Brooks, was overseeing the construction. She had been promoted to head of the new Galactic Defense Force, which would work alongside the Peace Corps to maintain order among the stars. How long until the station is operational? Asked her assistant, Commander Paul Davis. 2 more weeks. Nicole replied. Then we can begin our first mission. The Guardians have identified 3 systems where aggressive species are threatening peaceful ones. We will start there. Will we be fighting? Paul asked. Only if necessary, Nicole said. Our job is to prevent conflicts, not start them. The Guardians have taught us that sometimes the threat of force is more powerful than force itself. In the Zephyrian home system, War Marshal Kex Thara was no longer a war marshal. She had been demoted to system administrator, and her job was to help her people adjust to their new reality. The Zephyrians were now monitored by human observers, ensuring they complied with the Guardian terms. The humans are not cruel masters, she admitted to her deputy Varthok. They have given us food, medicine, and technology to help rebuild our society, but they watch us constantly. Is that such a bad thing? Varthok asked. We have been at war for 3,000 years. Perhaps it is time to try peace. Kex Thara looked out at her homeworld, where construction robots were building schools and hospitals instead of weapons factories. Perhaps you are right, but it is hard to accept that we were so wrong about everything. We were not wrong about everything, Varthok said. We were wrong about using force to solve problems. The humans have shown us a better way. Back on Earth, children were learning about the galaxy in schools. Maps showed the locations of friendly species, dangerous ones, and the vast Guardian. Stations that watched over everything. For the first time in human history, students were learning about their place in a universe filled with intelligent life. Will I be able to visit other worlds when I grow up? Asked 8-year-old Sarah Kim during a school presentation. Yes, replied the teacher, Mr. David Wilson. But remember, we are not tourists, we are protectors. When you visit other worlds, you will be representing all of humanity. You will be showing other species what we stand for. What do we stand for? Sarah asked. Peace, freedom, and helping others, Mr. Wilson said. That is why the Guardians chose us. On Luna Base, Jake. Sullivan was tracking the movements of peaceful exploration ships heading to distant stars. Humanity was expanding again, but this time it was different. Instead of taking resources, they were sharing knowledge. Instead of building military bases, they were building hospitals and schools. Contact from the Altarian system, reported. His assistant, Lieutenant Mary Chun. The blue-skinned people there want to join the peaceful alliance. They are asking for human protection from raiders. Send the coordinates to Admiral Brooks, Jake said. We have another species to protect. This was becoming common. Word had spread throughout the galaxy that humanity offered protection to peaceful species. Every week, new civilizations were asking to join what was being called the Galactic Protection. Alliance. In the Guardian facility, Kevin Parker received a message that made him smile. Amy, come look at this. He called to his deputy. Dr. Amy Foster hurried over to see what had excited him. On the screen was a message from Guardian Prime. Humanity has exceeded our expectations, the message read. Your species has shown wisdom, mercy, and strength in equal measure. You are ready for the next phase of your development. What is the next phase? Amy asked. Kevin pressed a button, and new technical diagrams appeared on the screen. The technology shown was far beyond anything they had seen before. They are going to teach us how to build our own Guardian stations, Kevin said. We are going to start becoming the new protectors of the galaxy. That is incredible, Amy said. But are we really ready for that kind of responsibility? The Guardians think we are, Kevin replied. And they have been watching the galaxy for 4 million years. I think we can trust their judgment. 1 year after the attack, Captain Lisa Martinez stood on the command deck of the first human Guardian station. Through the massive windows, she could see Earth in the distance, but her attention was focused on the holographic display showing the entire galaxy. Green dots marked peaceful species under human protection. Yellow dots showed neutral civilizations that were being monitored. Red dots indicated aggressive species that needed to be contained. Status report, she asked Commander Jake Sullivan, who had joined her crew on the station. 17 successful peacekeeping missions this month, Jake reported. The Krillian Empire agreed to release their slaves after we demonstrated Guardian technology. The Vorthan raiders retreated from Epsilon Eridani when our ships arrived, and the planet Kepler 442b has officially joined the Protection Alliance. Any major threats? Lisa asked. One, Jake said seriously. The Andromedans are building a massive fleet in the Outer Rim. Intelligence suggests they are planning to invade this galaxy. Lisa nodded. How long do we have? 2 years, maybe 3, Jake said. Then we have work to do, Lisa said. Contact Admiral Brooks. Tell her we need to start preparing the defense fleets. And get me Dr. Parker on a secure channel. We may need more advanced Guardian technology. Are you worried? Jake asked. Lisa looked out at the stars, thinking about humanity's journey from a single world to protectors of the galaxy. It had been an incredible transformation, but she knew it was just the beginning. No, she said finally. The Andromedans will learn what the Zephyrians learned. The galaxy is under new management now, and we do not let bullies hurt innocent people. She turned to her crew. All stations, prepare for deep space patrol. We have a galaxy to protect. As the human Guardian station moved through space, its mission was clear. Humanity had been attacked by aggressive aliens, and they had responded with one simple warning. That warning had changed everything. Now they were the ones giving warnings to those who would threaten the peace. The galaxy was a big place, filled with many species. Some were peaceful, some were aggressive, and some were still learning which path to choose. But now they all knew one thing for certain. Earth's children were watching, and they would not allow the strong to prey upon the weak. The war that was supposed to destroy humanity had instead made them the guardians of all life in the galaxy. And it had all started with just one warning from a small blue planet that refused to give up its freedom. The stars themselves seemed brighter now, as if they knew that finally someone was watching over them who truly cared about peace. Humanity had found its purpose among the stars, and the galaxy was safer for it.